Where's my chat? Where's that chat at? There we go. Hi, everyone. I'm gonna post this on my Instagram story. It is a good day today. I have not done a tail tea time. Oh, that's my Instagram. I made a new reel. It's real fun. Okay. What should I... Hello, friends. Today I'm going live, and I'm gonna be playing around with FinFun's custom tail creator. So if you want to come hang out, help me design stuff because I have no talent, feel free to swing on by. Okay, there we go. Back to me.
Hello, friends. Today.
How's everyone doing today? It is a fine, what day is it? It's Thursday. It's a fine Thursday night. We love that. I am done work for the week. I'm gonna go mer camping this weekend, and I really just didn't want to do any of my packing tonight, so I was like, you know what would be fun? Doing a live stream. And I thought I could do a productive live stream originally of me, you know, packing up for mer camping and hanging up my tails that I have ripped off the wall from this weekend, but no, why would I do that when I could use a new thing? So what am I doing today? Today is a fun day. I noticed, I think it was earlier this week, that FinFun Mermaid, they've had this custom tail creator for a while, and it was basically just like you'd color in a template. But as you may or may not know, they do a, sorry, I can't find this live video here. They do a elite tail, which is basically like their version of the Finfolk signature tails, so we love that, very good. But none of them have really spoken to me, and I feel like FinFun's like, well, why don't we just let the people get what they want? And so they've created this little, like, DIY thing. I touched it, like, for maybe 5 seconds earlier this week when it just came out. It's still in beta mode, so if it looks a little bit funky, that's why, and that if, you know, there's glitches, you'll know why. But I'm gonna try and create my own perfect elite tail using the creator. Hi, Leo Choi. Welcome, welcome. As always, super chats are always welcome. I am going back to school this fall, which is really fun. I think this is the first time I'm saying that on YouTube, so life update! Come September 3rd, I will be in school full time. I'm going to be doing a very intense 2-year program, so you might not see a lot of me on the internet. You already don't, because I'm a busy fishy, but anyways, let's just get into it. So, also this light is like really bright. Can we make me less pale? There we go. Somehow that makes me seem more pale. I don't know. Anyways, okay, so this is the tail creator. So how you get to it is you go to mermaid tails and then go to custom tails. Oh, that's fun. Why is this custom tails? I guess these are like old ones. Oh, that one's so pretty. Anyways, yeah, in the tail design contest, boo! That one's the AI created one. Boo! FinFun, why are you doing this? Anyways, I'm sorry, it kind of looks bad. I don't know. I really like this one. I'm not witchy enough. You see, people are like, oh my god, you like, oh, I see. Okay, custom size tails and custom tail creator template unavailable. I see. So now you don't have a choice. You have to use their new one. But yeah, people are like, oh my gosh, you like space. And then they send me kind of these like vaguely witchy astrology things. And I'm like, there's a fine line between liking galaxies and liking, like astrology stuff. And I definitely, like, I'm not an astrology girly at all. So it's always a fine line that I have to walk where I'm like, I like space, but I don't like kind of like star signs and stuff. It's just, I've never found the appeal to it. Okay, so we go to the new custom tail creator. It's in beta mode. I'm using Google Chrome. Great. I'm on my desktop, which will probably help. New tail design. So, actually, let's, just so you guys can kind of see what the pre-existing designs look like. These are the elite tails. That one looks really cool. I do like that one. That one's also neat, kind of a grown-up version. These are like 2 grown-up versions of some of their nicer Atlantis tail designs. This one if I were to get one, I would get this one, the Aurora Calypso. And then that one's also a close second. I do like it, but I've already got and this one, but I've already got a Little Mermaid inspired tail. I have like 3 actually. All right. So Aurora Calypso. So it's got fins on the side. It's got a dorsal fin, which I love. I love this fluke shape. Very aerial. Oh my god. And like, oh, it's so pretty. I've wanted one of these for quite some time, but not enough to buy one myself for that price tag. Although they promised they'd send me one to review, and they never did, so that's fine. It's okay. But let's check out some of the other ones that I like. Let's check out a different style. So this one's kind of more siren-y. I don't know why they chose that as their landing image. That kind of doesn't look great, but that's okay. It's a vinyl tail. Vinyl tails will never be beautiful. Well, they will be beautiful. That's actually quite nice. It's basically the same as the Calypso design, I think. Let's take a look. Are those the same fins? Yeah. So right now we're getting acquainted with the different types of fins they have in their catalog. Keep that in mind for later. Okay, what's a very different one? I mean, these are nice, but oh yeah, this one. Like what this is actually the first tail design that I ever saw from their elite tails, and it's never grabbed me. I don't know. I think there's just too much going on. It's too pointy. I like these fins though. Those are fun. Yeah, just like too many tendrils on the fluke, in my opinion. Because when you have to fit vinyl in all these frickin' little things, not fun. And I don't know. I don't really like these kind of pointy mirrored patterns. Like it's hard to make kind of a pointy stripe look good. But yeah, it's all right. Okay, let's take a look at one more. This one. This is a different fluke shape, I think. And it's got kind of these more flowy side fins. Oh, those are nice. Also the waistbands. I do like the way they do their waistbands. That's pretty nice. I really like the colors of this one. I think it looks very good. Hello, I'm a go now. Nice to see you here. Yeah, the gold tip is really pretty. So yeah, the elite tails. Now, like, again, they're not my favorite tails. They're not exactly for me, but they're also not bad, you know? Like, this one I really like the design of, actually. It goes back to that very simple pastel mermaid vibes. That one's really nice. I like those scales. Take note of that, Faith. Ooh. Oh, look at that. It looks shiny. That's pretty. And these hip fins are really fun and dramatic, but also still classic, elegant. I think that's the same. Yeah, it's the same dorsal fin. Yeah. The Calypso versions I really like a lot more, but again, I don't really have it in me to buy it because, like, none of them are, like, perfect Nerdmaid. Like, these are kind of my colors, but it's too busy. Like, that's also the thing about me is I'm very small, and so a pattern like this would just kind of overwhelm me. I do really like, though, the gradient on the inside of the little cutouts here. Like, that's pretty good how it goes from pink to purple. But yeah, just, like, a lot of colors, a lot of splotches going around it would just kind of drown me. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, look at that. Nice sunset. Very nice sunset. Okay. All right. So basically, we're going to try and make our own. So we've established I don't like this fluke. So we're going to go next. This fluke I like. Now, I could get kind of a similar version, but with the pointies, but I don't want to. Okay, so now the next thing we can do is decide whether or not we want to stop it right at the ankles, or if we want the scales to go down. And I love when scales to go down, so we're not going to do that one. Then we have our options of classic, dragon, and scallop. I don't like dragons. Let's see what the scallop looks like. Ooh, she loading. I just need to see what they look like close up. Okay, why is that so low resolution? There's the undo button. No, I don't like that at all. Oh, shoot. Okay. So let's not do Scallop V1. Okay, so looks like we have Classic V1 or Classic V2. Let's see what Classic V1. That one looks like it has more shadows to it. Oh, kind of. That one's not bad. Not a ton of texture, though. Okay. Let's go. I don't know why I keep doing that. Alright, and let's go to Calypso. Was that V1 or V2? Let's go to Classic V2. That one also looks like it has less detail, which is why I didn't choose it. Okay, what is the difference? Maybe it's in the fluke lines? No, they look different on the thumbnail. Why can't I figure this out? Okay. What is the difference? Let's play. Ah, I can't zoom in. Like, I wish you could kind of open them up and preview them. What is the difference? Oh, it's the flukes. Okay. So, this one has more lines. This one's a little... Like, this one has more ribbing. This one doesn't. Which one's more Nerdmaid? More ribbing or less ribbing? Let's find out. Which calls to me more? Yeah, see, I like when tails look like they end naturally and aren't cut off. So I appreciate that about this one, is that it kind of fades down. Is that what this one has? It kind of looks like it. Let's take a look at some of the other Calypso ones. Well, the Calypso ones look like they have just the same version of the fluke lines. Oh, no. Okay, wait. Oh, so the Calypsos actually, or like the normal Calypsos actually have more fluke lines, and this one has stronger ones. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to go back one more time. Oh, I don't have it. Okay. Yeah, okay. So do I like the aerial or do I like the classic? Honestly, I'm kind of leaning more towards the aerial version. Interesting. I didn't think I was, because I didn't really love the way they did the flukes here. Let's take a good look. I mean, obviously this isn't what mine is gonna look like. Mine's gonna look better. No, it's not. It's gonna look worse. Interesting, interesting. Oh, wait. No, they've cut off the edge of this one a little bit. Or have they? I don't know. Oh, yeah, I remember. You guys remember my Little Mermaid stream? I hated this. Like, what is this transition? It looks like poop. Like, they actually end the scales nicely. A lot of people are alive tonight. Happy Thursday, everyone. Ah, happy Thursday, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. I don't know. I don't know which one I like more. Honestly, they kind of seem the same from here. Okay, I'm just gonna pick one. I'm leaning towards this one. I like how less busy it is. Okay, choose tail size. They tend to run large. I don't really know what my elite size is, but I'm just going to do adult extra small. Use front design for back design. No. Okay, we'll do the front first. Submit. Okay. So, we can choose our fins. I kind of want to do that. So, we can do Calypso with the strong edge or Calypso with the soft edge. I don't like the Neptune. Like, I do like it, but not for me. Or do I? I don't know. My silicone tail has kind of these ones, but I like when they're a little bit broader. So let's take a look. Again, I like to see what they look like on a person. So that's what the Calypso ones look like on a person. She's holding hers up. And then, yeah, this one has those little baby side fins. Honestly, the little baby ones are more me. If we're going, like, to my silicone tail, the baby ones are more me. But for siren-y vibes, I do like the side ones, but I think we're going to do the little baby ones. So we're going to do baby Neptunes, and I like the strong contrast. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Very nice. Add to cart, I guess. Oh, no, that's not what we wanted. How do we go back? Oh, okay. Dorsal fin. Okay, now we gotta choose a dorsal fin. Ooh. I think it's pretty obvious I like the Calypso the most. The Neptune is nice, but I like the strong ribs on the Calypso, but not the way it takes. I don't know. Let's just do this one, okay? There, pretty. Actually, I don't know if I like that. We'll find out. And that's all you can do. Tail, hip, and dorsal fins. Oh, come on. Okay. This one. Okay, so I guess now we have to paint it. So let's do a palette. Okay, so giant. Okay, choose colors for layer tints. Highlights. Let's do kind of like this bright teal. Shadows. I'm gonna do kind of a dark indigo. It's very Nerdmaid faith of me. Yeah, like that one. Apply blend. Okay, now we're gonna spray it. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Let's see what happens if I make this kind of like a bright pink. Oops. Interesting. Okay, yeah, that's just the brush. I don't love how, like, low res these scales are. It doesn't give me a lot of hope. Apply, blend. How do you even tell? Like, that's the thing I can't tell, is that I don't see any sort of blending on the highlights and lowlights. Maybe if we just undo. Nope. Like, that's the thing I don't quite understand here. Interesting. Also, I realized I want to do a gradient, and I have no idea how I can do that. Okay, what's this circles brush? Okay, that kind of blends it, I see. Oh, or does it? Kind of. It kind of blends it. Okay, let's do circles, and then we'll do, like, into this blue. Nope, that doesn't blend at all. What the fresh heck? Oh, okay, it kind of blends. Kind of. You just have to be real gentle with it, I guess. Okay. So how about we make it white? Yeah, okay, so that's how you can erase, and you can just do white. I just don't understand how this layer blend thing works. That's what I don't understand, is how in the heck does that work? That's the confusing part. Maybe I'll just watch this guy's video real quick. Okay. Oh, he makes sure the opacity is all the way up. Let's try that. Okay. Palette. Okay, so aha! Alright, FinFun. Fix that, because a lot of people are stupid, like me. Okay, so we're gonna do kind of like bright teal. And then we'll do the lowlights. We'll do kind of a dark indigo, opacity all the way up. There we go. And hey! Wow, that looks like garbage. But okay. Okay. Alright. Now what happens if we make our brush maybe like kind of purple? And poof. Whoa. Alright, that is intense. Okay. And apply blend. Okay, so yeah, your shadows should be like very dark. And your highlights should maybe not be a bright color. I guess you could always do like the same hex code, but like more opaque. Because I don't, yeah. You want your highlights, yeah. You don't want your highlights to like actually stand out, you know? You want them to like partially stand out. Oh, I see. They do a nice little sheen on the tummy. I like that. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna grab a I have a new logo. If you guys didn't know, you don't know because I haven't shown it. Well, I got a little GIF made by Lux, the mermaid, and now it's gonna be my new logo. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take some colors from that, and we're gonna see if we can make it kind of match. So, crap. Okay. Palette. Here we go. So, low lights. How do you? Okay. I'm gonna just borrow the hex code. So I'm gonna go into Photoshop. I have Photoshop open in my other window. Gonna go to my eyedropper. Gonna pick the darkest part of my tail. That is white. We don't want that. Oops. Come on. Oh, that's weird. It's not actually eyedropping. What the heck? Maybe I need to open my layers. Go to Merm. Select my Merm layer, and then eyedrop. Eyedrop her tail. There we go. That's better. Okay. Now I've got my hex code. And bam! That's going to be my lowlights. And then we're going to, again, grab kind of the lightest. Let's do like the lightest blue color. That's kind of the sheen of my tail. Okay, there we go. And we're going to paste it. Nope. Gonna retry. Paste it. Okay. Paste. Alright. And apply. That looks like garbage because it's too high up. Okay, that's better. Okay, actually what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our pencil and we're gonna make it white. And then when you make it white, look, this little pencil part, it disappears. Okay, we're just gonna make the whole tail white so I can actually see what this looks like. Okay. Yeah, the thing is this looks a little too black, so I'm just gonna make it a bit brighter. And this one, it's looking a little too blue. We want more teal. Okay, I like the way that looks. That looks very Nerdmaid to me already. Okay, so now I think I'm gonna do the easy part. I'm gonna do my fluke first. So, with the circles, actually no, let's do pencil first. And we're going to choose my fluke color. So again, have to go back to Photoshop and find my fluke and eyedrop. Bam. Okay. There's a lot of mermaid tails my parents are willing to buy at Christmas. Ooh, I hope you get one of the mermaid tails of your dreams. Why is that not the correct bright teal? That was terrible. Let's select again. Long time ago, I had like a little branding guide sheet that I loved, and I don't know where I put it. Between like my various computer moves, I think I've lost it forever. But I had this like bright teal that I used for everything. Alright, there we go. And now I'm gonna use, can you guys still see what I'm doing? Yes, I am just kind of moved over. So let's, no, this is me looking here. This is me looking here. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, here we go. Alright, so now, memento of truth. We're going to zoom in. Nice. Ah! Oh no! Undo. Okay. Have to make the brush smaller. Oh. Ah! I wish I could do my keyboard shortcuts. Okay, here we go. Nope. Oh my goodness. Brush size. Undo, undo. There we go. Oh yeah, baby. Okay. Oops. Nope. Oh yeah, that's the thing I remember about Photoshop from graphic design is if you want to not mess yourself up, let go of the mouse often. You know what? I'll just fix it when I do my scales. Ha 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 ha. Cheating, cheating, cheating. There we go. That looks like a problem for Faith of a later date. Okay, so there's my fluke. And then we're going to go back into Photoshop and find the bright pink of my tail, which actually I think I've already kind of got here. Let's see. If you guys remember, my silicone tail has a little pink bit at the end of the fluke. Let's see how that looks. Like trash. Okay, we need to make this lighter, so we're gonna... Oh, that's ugly. That's... Problem is finding the pink that actually works with the color wheel. If I was being smart, I would actually, like, use the color wheel app thing. Because, yeah, a dusty rose does not look good with this teal. Let's do this one. Now I'm just eyeballing it. Okay, that's too bright, but we're on the right track. So I'm just going to bring it down a bit. Oh, wait a minute. Does that blend when you do that? Does that actually blend them? This is a... I've made it more opaque. Hold on a second. Okay. Let's make it super opaque. Oh, it does! Okay. And that's how you get vaguely decent gradients, is if you make it somewhat opaque. So we're going to start right at the bottom with the full opacity. One. We're just going to... Yeah, okay. And then we make it less opaque. I thought I'd have to use like that circle thing. And then we're going to just kind of color over what I did. Oh my goodness. Why is my canvas so small and hard to see? Okay, I guess we're just going to have to do this. Boom. Oh no, that looks hideous. Okay. Let's try the circles variant. Because I feel like that did a better job at blending when I tried. Because it kind of varies them. Like, it looks better, but not amazing. I think I'm probably best off just to use circles the whole way, put it all the way up opaque, and hope that works out. And it kind of blends. Oh, this is heinous. FinFun, my first request is make a blend option. I understand what it kind of looks like. I'm filling it up with pink paint. I understand why that's hard. But good lord. This is not easy. Okay. We're just gonna go back to... We're gonna do harsh lines, it looks like. Harsh lines are gonna be the way to go. Okay. The problem is making it kind of an even a Okay. Let's do full size. Okay, not that big. Okay, that is helping. Now, I did see they had a thing called a sticker, which I'm going to try later. Kind of fun. Okay. It looks like trash. Alright, I am not happy with it, but I'm satisfied enough. That looks like a very difficult program to work with. Well, hope they roll improvements for it quickly. Yeah. Well, what I just want, which I'm sure all the graphic designers are screaming, is just make these templates, right here, these templates, make it so you can download it, and then apply your own blending layers or not. You could do the layer tints, although that'd be kind of hard unless you make it with like a layer. So I guess like just kind of the scales and the blank and let people roll with it. Because I didn't see that option yet for it's basically just the same as their old Tailmaker creator, but we can see. Okay. I guess our next step is to do the body of my tail. So we're gonna use my Photoshop again. Body of my tail. Oh, beautiful dark indigo, which is my favorite. Paste and good and kablamo. Why does that look terrible? It's because the highlights kind of don't help it. So we're just gonna... Oh, it's because it's the same color as the shadows. So I guess what I'm gonna have to do is make this more of a purple. Okay. Also, for those that are uninitiated, not a graphic designer, barely know what I'm doing, I am trying my best. But I mean also, this program... Are you watching me, Bryson?
No, I'm just listening.
You're just listening. He's so supportive. This program also doesn't make it possible to be a graphic designer. Oh, this isn't good, guys. Do I need to, like, make the shadows more opaque? Is that what I need to do? I don't think so. I think I just need to choose a color that doesn't suck for the main part of my tail. Ugh. I think it's maybe the highlights are just kind of freaking me out. Oh, I haven't applied the blend. Okay, hold on a second, one more time. Apply blend. Okay, this... I don't know if it looks better. Are you a graphic designer? Not really. I mean, I took graphic design in high school. I think I did graphic design 11 and 12. I can't remember. And I'm vaguely familiar with Photoshop. I'm not the worst, but I wouldn't call myself a graphic designer. I'd call myself with graphic design knowledge. Knowledge that I don't apply. How's that? I use Canva, so you can use that to make your assumptions about me and my graphic design abilities. I love the meme of the frog with, like, Microsoft Paint and Papyrus font, and it says graphic design is my passion. Okay, where is the... Ah! Where is just the mouse tool where you can move your canvas around? FinFun, you need one of those. But also, you're doing great, sweetie. You've designed an entire custom painting program for your tails from scratch, which is more than any other Tailmaker has done, except for Virtuoso, but that's okay. And they are a couple Canadians with a hope and a dream. Okay, alright. Do you know any Murbella Studios things like the tails, tops, and jewelry? I have one! Count them. One headdress, my pride and joy. And I have one of the Finbella tails, which I think I'm going to take with me when I go to New Brunswick this, like, next week, which is insane. Okay, I need to make the nice purple, mauve, dark magenta top of my tail color. That'll do. Again, not using any color wheels, just kind of vibing. We're going off straight vibes. Okay, and that is much too small. See, this is the problem. Is this designed for fabric or silicone tail? It's fabric, but it's based off of my signature silicone tail. Okay, so here's the problem. Again, you can't blend them. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a V. So I'm gonna... Okay, that looks better. When you do it kind of in a V shape as opposed to a line. Or you can just kind of make it look messy. You know what? If you're trying to do a koi tail, that might work in this program better than anything else. Yeah, because my Amathea tail kind of like blends all the way down. But you can't do that here. Like, if they had, like, a gradient maker. Okay, that'll have to do. If they had the gradient option in here, that would slap. That would slap so hard. Okay. Final color is going to be my skin tone right at the top. Because that's the beauty of making a custom tail, is that you can make it your skin tone. That actually didn't look half bad, but we're going to redo it with a smaller brush. Boop. Okay, we're gonna undo, and we're gonna make it slightly opaque. Oh gosh, I realize I still have to do the fins, but it's okay. It's fine. All right. I don't like it. I'm gonna do one more try. I hated that more! God, this circle brush is like kind of good, but kind of bad. Okay, wait, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring up the opacity, and I'm gonna do the pencil, and just do straight line across. Then I'm gonna lower the opacity. I'm gonna use the circle brush. Oops. Oh. Try again. And we're gonna do the same pass. No, we're gonna make the brush slightly smaller. We're gonna do a pass right across the tops of the scales to kind of. No, one more try. Right. There. Okay, that'll work. I'm a ghost. Seems like a lot of people are switching to fabric tails. Are they more eco-friendly? You know what? That's a really interesting question. So here's the fun thing. I was actually just saying this to a friend of mine the other day. Is people love to kind of poo-poo on... I don't know. Okay, so silicones are generally considered more eco-friendly because they're made of silicone, whereas fabric is made of plastic. Aquariums will often only take silicone tails because you can pretty much wash away any residue of chlorine or other bodies of water that are in them, like pretty much guaranteed. Like you rinse it off and it's good to go. With a fabric, there might be some left in there. Now some silicone tails, not so good, Lucia, because they will have glitter on them or in them, and if it's not sealed correctly, it could shed those mica or glitter sequin bits. So then some people are like, well, a fabric tail won't shed that. But a fabric tail will shed microplastics because you know what it's made of? Polyester. You know what polyester is? It's plastic. So yeah, nothing is going to be perfect. Nothing is going to be entirely eco-friendly. If we're like talking strictly the least amount of microplastics and toxins going into an environment, because that's another thing. Some silicone tails are actually toxic because they're made of like silicone caulking. Not usually. Some are made of dubious quality materials. Most aren't. If it's made of dragon skin or like Platsil, it's fine. But if you're talking like strictly most eco-friendly, you can bring it in an ocean and in an aquarium. It's not going to harm the tank, not going to harm the fish. A silicone tail with no glitter made of like dragon skin silicone is probably your best bet. But at the end of the day, there's no ethical consumption over or during capitalism. I've always wondered about the silicone tails. Did the airbrush paint go into the ocean? No, because it should be sealed correctly. It should cure. But that is not super question for me. I'm not a tailmaker. I just know one or two things. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into stickers. Because they have some... Oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh, stars! Okay, so... That is not what I want, but how do you... Oh my goodness. Oh, there's so many options. Okay, you can get a little sea star. Oh, I see. Okay, then you make it bigger or smaller. That's fun. Don't want that, though. Ooh, there's a world of options. This looks like a mermaid tail blanket. What is that? What the heck? I guess that's for some of the other tails. That kind of looks like garbage. Not going to use that. Delete. There we go. This one I saw as like a way that you can... Yeah, that's kind of fun. Okay, so you put it on and then you unclick and then it applies it to your tail. So that's a fun way to do stripey stripes. Can you... Oh, blend stamp into background or not blend stamp into background? Oh, maybe you have to do blend stamp into the background so it actually goes into your tail. Hold on a second. Yeah, okay, so you have to do blend stamp into background if you want it to actually go onto your tail. I wish you could change the colors of the stickers, but I mean, it's not bad. Okay, that is weird. Oops. What is this? Yeah, what the heck? Okay, so you can kind of blend them, but can you make them opaque? Don't know if you can make them opaque. It's kind of poopy because I want stars. Oh shoot. Oh frick. What the heck? How do you... Okay, how do I get rid of the sticker? There we go. Is there a way that it doesn't look ugly? Not ugly. I shouldn't say that. Is there a way for the stickers to be changed colors so I don't have cartoony yellow stars? Because I would love these stars. You guys know me, I'm a starry girl. But not when they're bright frickin' yellow. I understand. These are probably just PNGs that they've made. But I'd at least like a couple options. I mean, that's very pretty. Look at that. I can do stars on my tail. I mean, I guess I'm just gonna have to work with what I've got. I mean, that's very a la Nerdmaid, except it's yellow. I wonder, can I paint on top of the stickers? Let's see. Okay, pencil. We're just gonna make it white, bright white. Nice and small, and... Oh, that's ugly. Hold on a second. Bam. No. Oh, dear. No. Okay, so that just completely gets rid of the stickers. Okay, so that's not gonna work. Fiddlesticks. Okay. Oh, man. I was, like, super stoked about this, and then they're yellow. It looks like something from Dora the Explorer. Oh, well. I mean, I'm trying to make the most Nerdmaid tail with the tools I have at hand. That is my challenge for today. If these ones were white, I could use them. And the bubbles are kind of fun. Ooh, look at that. Oh, okay, that kind of looks nice. I wonder, could I just do like a bunch of these really tiny? That's not bad. Would that be better or worse than doing like... Oh, wait! Okay, hold on a second. I've got an idea. I forgot they had this little spray brush thing. So let's just delete that. Okay, wait, I've got one more idea. No, okay. I do want to incorporate the stickers somehow. The stars are cute, kind of Sailor Moonish. Yeah. I'm a go now. No, for silicone tails, they're right. You use pigments. You mix the pigments in with the silicone and a thinning agent, and then you suffer and put it in an airbrush. But I don't think either of us are qualified to actually talk about silicone tail making. I don't really want to spread misinformation on my stream. Okay. That's kind of fun, those little pearls. Okay, we're gonna go back to spray. Hey, okay, yeah, we're just gonna do that. I might add like one little starfish for funsies, but yeah, we're just gonna do spray, because that will work a lot better. Ooh, okay, that's very... that's really close together. Do it like this. Yeah, that's better. Ew, they're a bunch of squares, though. That's kind of gross. Okay. Like, I feel like it has sensitivity, but it doesn't. I wish I could make a silicone tail. That would be so cool. Yeah, well, a lot of people do, and then they try and make a silicone tail, and they're like, oh my god, this is the worst thing I've ever made. Or not the worst thing I've ever made, but like the worst project I've ever attempted. Silicone is a fickle beast. Okay, I really need to... There we go. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Alright, this is fine. I'm gonna do a few in the fluke. Oh, that looks bad. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. Oh, shit. Nope, not like that. I don't know what I'm doing. Nope. Yeah. Nope. Keep. Crap. See, if I do it too slow, then they're like really concentrated, and I don't want that. But if I do it too fast, then I miss. The silicone ones are so pretty, yeah. So the thing is about making your own silicone tail is the research and design and time. The cost works out to be about the same as if you ordered a silicone tail yourself, unless you already have a bunch of the materials, like an airbrush and a compression, or not compression, an air compressor and an airbrush, and clay and things for sculpting and buckets of silicone. Unless you already have that stuff, the startup cost for making a silicone tail, the research and design, the failures you're gonna do, those costs are gonna add up quick. Now, on the other hand, you can pay for it gradually over time, you know, you can make it a 3-year project. But if you're like, oh, I want to make my own silicone tail because that'll be cheaper, because you look at like, oh, I could order silicone, I could order some clay. If you're thinking, oh yeah, that'd be so much cheaper if I made it myself. It's like, I don't know about that. It's like the John Cena meme. Are you sure about that? Okay. Actually, that was alright. Ooh. Okay. Change of plans. I'm gonna erase everything I did. And I'm just gonna do one swipe down here. Okay, too much. Do one swipe. Oops. Try again. One swipe down here. One swipe down here. And one bam in the middle. Other bam in the middle. Boom. Done. No. Actually, I'm gonna make it a little more concentrated at the sides. There we go. Galaxy tail. You'll be a full-blown artist. Yay! Alright, now I gotta do my little bass clefs, because I almost forgot about those. So we're gonna do pencil, and we are going to do the same thing I did for this. This, and oh yes, there we go. Actually, my base clefs are kind of a more purple, but that's okay. We'll make it happen. Ah, shoot. Okay. Ah! Not like that. That looks pretty, Faith. Thank you. I am trying my best. Ooh. This is where the drawing with a pencil becomes really, or with a... This is where the drawing with a mouse is not fun. I hope the fishies that have... Perfect! Crap. I hope the fish that have... Okay, that's better. That have, what are we... What am I saying? Oh, that looks lopsided. Okay, a symmetry tool would also work. Faith, who's your favorite Sailor Scout? I've been told I'm like Chibi Moon. There was a notion of doing a mermaid Sailor Moon photo shoot once upon a time. You know, when you get added to a group chat and then people are excited for about 2 days and then nothing happens. I was part of one of them group chats. It was fine. I loved all the people in it, but yeah, they're like, oh my god. Oh, there's still a sticker there. Let's get rid of that. They're like, Faith, you can be Chibi Moon. And I was like, okay. I've never actually seen Sailor Moon. But they wanted me a part of it, and I was like, I appreciate that, but and then when there was like talk of resurrecting it, I was like, I'm gonna be honest, guys, I have no personal interest in this project other than the fact that I like Hiwal, but I'm probably not the best person for this. I'm going to an anime con in November, and Sailor Moon's voice actress is going to be there. Oh, that's fun. Also, hi, Brianna. Sorry I didn't say hi to you when you first came into the stream. I was very focused on my bad painting. I should have just left it the way I did it before, because that didn't look too bad. Again, we are making do with the tools we have, even if they're, oops, suboptimal. And I really want to see Courtney Mermaid try this. It would be kind of hell as an artist. Because I'm, like, sort of an artist, but not really. However, Courtney went to, like, animation school and knows how to do all these complicated things in Photoshop, which is why... Oh no! We pay the big bucks for the incredible... Oh, goodness! Shop Vancouver Mermaid Tales. Okay, I'm not going to make a drawing match. I'm going to redo this one. Okay. Oh, it looks like a little kid drew it! Oh, why is this part of my tail design? Hey Faith, I found you because your lighting tech video. Do you still do lighting? I'm trying to be a lighting designer. So actually, I vaguely still work in the industry. I am an office administrator for 3 more weeks for an event technology company. So I do a lot of work kind of behind the scenes in arranging our audiovisual shows. So we do audiovisual tech and trade company stuff, which is not a lot of companies do that. We do both. Or not a lot of companies do both. We do both. And I got that position because I freelanced as an audiovisual technician in the Greater Vancouver area. And basically, yeah, so I never get to talk about this on my mermaid stuff, so I'm gonna ramble for a while, guys, because I'm a nerd and I'm passionate about it. So basically, yeah, in high school, that's when I made that video. I was in high school. I was doing lighting tech, and I'd done other like audiovisual stuff before, like camera stuff and like running video and sound at church, kind of. Not even really. Actually, I didn't even go do sound. But yeah, I really enjoyed AV stuff, just kind of as whenever I could get involved in it, but you know, I was a girl, so I was a little bit overlooked. Anyways, but I've always been a nerd. I've always been fascinated with the way things work and behind the scenes and making things happen without people realizing it. Like drawing a stupid bass cliff. And yeah, then lighting tech, theater tech found me. I was like, this looks fun. This looks like a fun thing to do. Be involved in the arts without being on stage. And so I decided to give it a whirl, and I really liked it. And so yeah, I did lighting tech. I taught myself. It was really fun. And then I went, okay, this looks great. I want to do more of this in the future. Those space cliffs look a little wonky, but that's okay. We're gonna figure it out. It's gonna have to do. Yeah, so I was in like grade 11, grade 12, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my darn life. And I was like, well, I love kind of blending art and technology. I'm not talented enough to be a musician, even though I do enjoy music. So maybe I'll go into sound design and media production, and I was really into video production. I thought, oh my god, I'm gonna like make movies and stuff. Big dreams as a little 16-year-old. And I'm, oh my god, I'm like, I'm such a nerd. Faith, a shortcut for undoing your keyboard is Control Z.
Do you think I haven't tried that? I've tried that. It doesn't work because I'm using Google Chrome and a little thing that's built into Google Chrome.
Okay. Sorry. I'm a little triggered. So yeah, I was like, oh my god, I'm such a nerd. I'm so quirky. I'm gonna like do tech things. And where is this? Why are my bubbles? Oh, I see. And so when I was thinking about what I wanted to do after school and as in work and, you know, in career planning, I was like, well, maybe I'll do something involved in like video and media and lighting and stuff because I really enjoyed it. And so, yeah, I made that video out of passion because I thought it was so fun. And then I was like, okay, cool. We're gonna do the same thing, and we're gonna go into this for school. So, yes, I play a bass. You give cello vibes. Don't tell me it's a cello. It was a bass. It was an upright bass. So after high school, I went to a really crappy little college, and I had lots of fun, but I didn't learn much. But I went there for sound production, music, and media. So I got a little certificate in that. And it was fine. I learned pretty much nothing. The program was not good. But it's fine. It's actually a formative experience for anyone that wants to work in audiovisual, is that you take a crappy sound production recording course and you record music and you pay out the nose for your just garbage certificate, and then you never do it again. That is the universal audiovisual tech experience. I'm gonna restart this because I didn't like any of it. Anyways, so yeah, I did that program for a year. And while I was ending this program, I didn't want to like do anything further at the college because I just didn't really like what they had to offer. So I was like, okay, time to start working. And I'd already been working as a lifeguard for quite a while, but I was like, that's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to work and like do cool audiovisual media stuff. And so then what I did was I called around to a bunch of big audiovisual companies in my area, Greater Vancouver, and I said, yo, hey, I am like 19, fresh out of college-ish, needing to get some experience, and I've got this certification, and I just need to know how I can become like a lighting and video and sound tech. And yeah, a couple people really, you know, helped me out, took me under their wing. I learned how to freelance. And doing freelancing, and then like some other various volunteer stuff, like with my church and stuff, it taught me so much more about the industry, in terms of sound production, music, lighting, video, rigging, than my crappy little degree ever could. It wasn't a degree, it was a certificate. It was so garbage. Yeah, it was a big waste of money. But yeah, basically just starting. So what you do is you just need to have a work ethic. So if you want to get into, and I'm talking general AV, because most people who do audio-visual, like they start general. So they learn about lighting, they learned about sound, they learned about all this stuff. Any tips on freelancing? I'm getting there, Rad Mellow. Thank you so much for listening to me. No one ever asked me about this stuff on my YouTube channel, except for the people who like see that video. So yeah, basically like I called up that guy and I said, yo, like I want to do this as a career. How do I do this? What do I do? I had a vague notion of like being a sound tech, but I didn't really want to be a sound tech. I wanted to do more like lighting and video. I just realized if you do apply blend a bunch, it like just fills in all your highlights. That's really interesting. Anyways, oh crap. Oh dear, I ruined it forever. Oops. So yeah, when I called this guy at like a big AV company, I can't even remember which one it was. Yeah, he said basically like you just have to start being a general technician. So that basically means being a roadie. There's this really amazing company that is in the Lower Mainland in Vancouver. It's called Riggit, and they work out of the big arena, like it's called Rogers Arena, and they basically do all of the shows that come into town. They don't travel with all of the people needed to set up and tear down a show, so they outsource local crew. That's what it's called, local crew, local labor. And so we roll up to the show at 10 p.m. at the arena, and then we haul their road cases for 5 hours and help tear down. And in my town, like, getting involved with Riggit is the way to do it. That's how you that's how you get involved in freelancing, is you get involved with Riggit. If you have no experience, try volunteering at your local community festival, just as a stagehand. Like, stagehand experience is really helpful. You just basically have to work hard, be a hard worker, be a physical worker, be eager to learn, ready to help, and have no ego. And that's how you get yourself in the door, and you just build up your resume enough. So for me, I was like, okay, I know how to run lights. I know how to vaguely run a soundboard. I know how to run audio cables. I know how to run video cables. I know what an HDMI is, what else did I say when I first started? I think I was like, yeah, like, I know how to run a camera. I know how to run a follow spot. And I'm ready to learn, and I've got this crap certificate. Please hire me. And then I just applied to a bunch of audiovisual companies, and I networked a lot. Like, I spent a couple days volunteering at a festival, and got a guy's contact number, found him on LinkedIn, and said, hey, like, I wanna do more of this. Do you have any places that I could work? And he gave me some leads, and then I said, hey, yo, Nathan from such and such company sent me your way. Do you have any work? I'm willing to apply as a general technician. And then what you also have to do is, when you're a freelancer, this is the way the industry works in my area, might not be the same everywhere else, but it's... Okay, I don't really... I'm gonna make this pink. Yeah, you basically just kind of have to get what you get, and you don't get upset, because it's very gig-based work, right? Like, it's very rare that you're going to have regular work as sound tech. If you want to be a forever sound tech, I don't know, like, if you want to have a forever home, if you want to have a forever long-standing gig, you need to be a venue tech, and I know a lot of venue techs who are just miserable. But, I mean... it's also good, decent money. If there's a union in your area, try and get involved with the union, or at least chat with them and see what you need to do to be involved in the union. Yeah, so you just build up your skills, you build up your networking, you say, I'm ready to learn, and then you say what you already know, and you say, I'm a hard worker, do whatever you want, I will push road cases. And so I did that for several years. I was a general technician. So what I would do is I would get a call or an email from the crewing person, and so they would say, hey, we need someone from 6 to 10 p.m. for a strike of, like, a banquet. And I go, cool, I'll be there. So I'd either bus there or drive there. I didn't have a car a lot of the time. That was really hard, because a lot of these things were super duper late at night. That looks nice. And yeah, I would go there, and I would push the road cases. I would unplug their cables. I'd pack everything up into a case. I'd load it into the truck. I'd say, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. Maybe get some people's numbers. And yeah, just, like, show up, work hard, have a good attitude, and then yeah, they'd call me again for a different show. And then what I'd do is I'd send them an invoice. Some companies do it different, but for most of the ones I work with, I would just make up a little invoice. I think my rate was super low. I think my rate was like $20, so that's why I kept... Actually, I don't even think it was 20. I think it was like 18 or something. Granted, this was like 6 years ago, but yeah, my rate was stupid low, so that's probably why I kept getting hired back, until eventually one company is like, okay, no, you're gonna pay you more. I was like, oh, okay. And then, yeah, let's see what my tail looks like. Oh, that's so lovely. Now I gotta work on the back of it. How do I... Back. Submit. Okay, there we go. Oh, shoot. Okay. Gotta redo my palette. Yeah, so... How do I go to the back of the tail? Huh. 2. I don't want to lose all my work, though. That's the thing. Can we save? Save your mermaid tail design to your file. Let's just save it to my desktop. Just in case I lose all my work. Oh. How do I save? Okay. Oh, this is a weird file extension. Anyways. Save to the desktop. There we go. Okay. Now let's see if I can go back to the front. So, what was I doing? Yes, tail. Nope, it wasn't V1. It was V2. Was it? Yeah, it was V2. Yeah, okay, perfect. Sorry, just wanted to make sure I didn't lose my progress. So, yeah. So I'd make up my little invoice, I'd send it over to them, and so I started by, like, just pushing road cases. I was a roadie. I finally, after, like, a year or two of trying, I got hired by Riggit because they needed people to work Faded in the Park, which is, like, our big music festival we have in Vancouver. So I got hired, and then they're like, yeah, so you're hired, congratulations, we really need people for Faded in the Park. Any one of these days, can you please come? And I was like, oh, Lamau, no, I can't, I'm out of town, I'm lifeguarding at a camp up north. Fiddlesticks. So I can only choose one way to do my highlights, I just realized. Stinks. Anyways. So yeah. So I finally got hired by Riggit. That was great. I worked the Ed Sheeran concert as my first one. It was so much fun. And then I actually kind of liked the pink and purple. It was kind of pretty. As my highlights, I'm now realizing, yeah, I kind of like that actually. Okay, I'm gonna make it a bit darker. What was I saying? Yeah, so I started as a roadie, basically just pushing road cases, and blah, 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 blah. Then I got hired to do more complex things, so I got hired doing follow spot operation, I got hired doing camera operation, then they would put me on as, like, a lighting number 2. So that meant that more than just pushing the lighting road cases, I would listen to the lighting lead, and I go, okay, Andrew, where do you want me to plug in this light? And I would plug in the light. And then, what other positions was I? I did a lot of video stuff. So yeah, like, one time I was an assistant camera director. That was fun. A lot of times I was, yeah, camera op, video wall tech. I love video walls. Oh, they're so much fun. They're just so satisfying. You go ka-chunk and you put them together. Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of about as high as I went. Did I ever operate anything? I don't think I ever operated anything except for, like, cameras and the video switcher one time. So yeah, I was doing pretty good at that, but not enough to make a living. Like, I was maybe working once or twice a week if I was lucky. Oh yeah, and then another thing you can do as an AV tech is you can also work in a shop. So, all these audiovisual companies, like the one that I work for, we'll get to it, they have warehouses, and in the back of the warehouse is all your cables, all your video stuff, all your cameras, all your soundboards, all your power stuff, and then you get a call, bling, bling, hello, we need a TV and a soundboard, and so then the people in the warehouse, they pack it all up, and then they put it on a truck, and then the truck goes, and the people, the, AV techs, they'll do all the stuff, and then it comes back, and then the people in the shop are like, who the frick wrapped this cable? And then they put all the cables back away nicely until they get called out for another show. So that's fun. And so I worked in a shop a couple times when they really needed help. They would, yeah, and sometimes they just needed people to work in shops. I think I maybe did shop work like 10 times. It takes quite a bit to learn it. That's the thing, is you have to be familiar with, like, all the gear that a certain company has. And then how to prep and de-prep it. So it's a little more involved. Most of the people that work in the warehouse at my job, they're full-time, like 5 days a week. They're the warehouse guys, and they do warehouse. This Ken's job is warehouse. They're also cute. I love them so much. They're like a bunch of Kens. They're so sweet. Oh, I love them. Yeah. Yeah, shop work is, like, nice because it's 9 to 5. You don't need to be there until like 3 in the morning. It's fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna work on the back of the tail now. So yeah, basically, after I was freelancing basically like 2017 to 2018. So it wasn't even that long that I was freelancing, but I started that summer and I basically like rose the ranks like within 6 months. Um and all the while I was living at home with my parents with very minimal rent, and I was yeah, I was saving money that way, and I also had a job at the pool doing lifeguarding, um, which was a hell in and of itself, but it's okay. I survived. So that is how I was able to freelance, because freelance work, like mermaid work, it's inconsistent. You don't know when you're gonna get a gig again. A pandemic could happen that crashes the entire industry, which is what happened recently. So it's very unstable. Again, you can get permanent work like warehouse work, like being a venue tech, but you're either gotta be lucky or have a lot of skills and knowledge to do that. Again, really depends where you live. Maybe there's unions where things are a little more fair, but not where I am. People who do it full time, they're either very self-employed, and they hustle and they've risen the ranks quite a bit, or they got lucky and got employed full time as a tech at their company, or at a company. At my company, there's like one guy who's just an AV tech full time, and the rest of the kind of like labor people are all just warehouse, or they're like the bosses. So you can work your way up to be a boss, like a production manager, but um yeah, you have to know a fair bit before you do that. So anyways, so yeah, this is like 2017, 2018 that I was freelancing, having a lot of fun, working on a bunch of different fun events. I did weddings, I did parties, I did conferences, oh gosh, so many concerts. The Juno Awards I worked at. Yeah, it was a long time. Not a long time ago, but it was several years ago. But yeah, it was really fun. Made friends with quite a few unique, interesting people. That's for sure. There's a lot of interesting people in the industry, but a lot of super sweet people. Um, but you also got to watch out for the egos, and you also have to remember, I had pretty much all the odds stacked, not all of the odds, but a lot of odds stacked up against me. I'm a 5 foot nothing girl, didn't have a ton of previous experience, just kind of brute forced it a lot of the time, but again, I was friendly, easy to work with. Oh yeah, the other thing is you also have to have PPE. You have to make sure you have high vis, hard hats. I would work with gloves, tight fitting gloves, just because I didn't like to hurt my fingies on sharp road chases and things. All that jazz. You like jazz? You're gonna. Okay, for this one, I'm not gonna make the pink part quite as visible. This is gonna be mostly. It's going to be mostly purple, mostly dark purple. I think this is a darker color than the back, or than the front. So, yeah, anyways, you basically, no ego, work hard, have your personal protective equipment, network a lot. And so, yeah, I did that for a while. And then I was suffering in the summer of 2018, because I was working at a water park and I wanted to die. And I was not happy with the way my life was shaping out. I was probably about to go on my period. But then this job opportunity came up, which was more like an unpaid internship, but that's besides the point, where I would be a production manager on a tour across the United States. Starts in a month. Can you do it? Sure. So, that was the rare instance where my stupid degree actually came in handy, because it was very applicable to what I was doing. I was doing sound mostly, a bit of media, and working in the not-for-profit of sorts sector. So that worked out very well for me. God bless, quite literally. And so I started doing that. So that's another job you can get as a AV tech actually, is production management or being on a tour. The way that my tour was set up was very jank, but it worked. I was the sound engineer, the video operator, and the lighting tech. And also vaguely the video mixer tech. It was a lot to do. But I ran this show. I was the sound chica, they called me. I was the first female production manager that this tour had had in their 15 years of running. Thank you very much. And I did, yeah, I suffered, but it was actually a lot of fun. I got to live on a tour bus with a bunch of really fun people, went all around the United States. I really don't like the way this looks. I should have done the keep the front and the back same option, but it's too late now. Yeah, I vibed. I had a good time. So I used all of my knowledge of doing sound. Again, I was doing a lot of volunteer sound before then. I was a sound op. Actually, no, I was a sound op for a fashion show one time. And that was kind of high profile. I didn't do that good of a job, but I tried my best. And then I met this guy that I had like a huge crush on, and I got rejected, and it was very sad. It's fine. I lived. He actually turned out to be kind of a jerk later on, so it's good. I thought he was better in my mind than he was in real life. Anyways, that's besides the point. So I started doing this tour. So I was using my sound operation knowledge and education that I didn't get. And then I was doing video switching, so I kind of knew how to do that, so that was cool. I was doing lighting operation, which I ended up just kind of queuing everything through my video program, so I didn't really have to do a lot besides turn them on, which was nice. Didn't really do a lot of rigging. We had a video wall, so I helped set that up quite a bit, and that was fun. And then I troubleshooted it, and that was less fun and very stressful, but I made it happen and earned a few gray hairs because I had to get this video wall working. Anyways, let's not talk about Chicago. The Chicago shows we don't talk about. Anyways, and yeah, so I did this tour for not quite a whole year, like basically like a school year. A lot of fun. And I was like, okay, this is great. And then the summer we had a break, and they said, we want you back. And I said, great, I want to come back. So the summer I had a break, and I freelanced doing swim lessons. I didn't go back to the pool, thank the Lord. I was so happy about that. I just made ends meet using my savings, freelancing a little bit, doing swim lessons and audiovisual stuff again. It was super fun. I came back to all these companies that I was just like a little like roadie at and was like, yo, I just came off a tour. And everyone was like, what? No way. So that was kind of fun. And I was like, yeah, I lived on a tour bus. What have you been doing this year? And so I did that. And then I was like, cool, I'm ready to go back on tour. And guess what happened? As it turns out, they don't like Canadians doing unpaid internships in the States. Crazy, right? Either I got really, really lucky the first couple times I crossed the border while doing said unpaid internship, or the rules changed. I'm not sure which, but basically my whole world shattered, and I was very, very sad. And then immediately I got a call that was like, hey, can you come to this backwater town and do this weed-themed music festival? And I was like, yes! And so I did that for a week, which stopped me from, like, crying myself to sleep every night. So that was nice, because I was sharing a really crappy motel with this mean Australian girl. She was great. Anyways, so yeah, I did that, and I was suffering. And then... But I was like, okay, well, I guess it's time to shift my focus. Do I really want to do AV for the rest of my life? I don't really know. And when I was on the tour, I discovered I actually quite liked the event production side of things. Like, not so much, like, the production, but, like, just kind of the execution, management of the event. I could totally see myself becoming, like, the road manager of the tour one day. Kind of, like, the big picture overall vibes, you know? And I was like, hey, this is kind of neat. I might try my hand at this. And a a local venue, a event calendar booking manager position came up, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this. And the company that I did the tour for, they were like, maybe you could come back on like a visa. And I was like, yeah, maybe we should do things legally this time. And they basically just strung me along for 3 months. So I just took a job at a frozen yogurt shop, so I wasn't bored out of my mind. But yeah, they were kind of terrible. They strung me along for 3 months, and that sucked a lot. But it's fine. Like, they had to replace me. They needed someone to go on the show. And then they just kind of... It was hurtful. But I lived, and I said, sayonara, suckers. I will remember these days that I had last year fondly, not so much this fall of sadness. Because that's when it happened in the fall. But it's okay, because it's when I met my husband, so that fall wasn't a total bust. I don't like this. What am I doing? Okay, let's try again. Take 2. Electric Boogaloo. So then, yeah, I switched my position, or I switched kind of my career trajectory, and I decided to do event management. And badly timed, because I was in the middle of a pandemic, so I ended up pivoting into more of just a administrative secretarial role, which sucked hardcore, and I hated it with all my heart. And then once the pandemic ended, I was able to do more event management things. So I was able to kind of apply my AV background, and I did like a lot of work with our venue techs and kind of making sure that they knew what was up, and they liked it that I could speak their language, and I liked them because they were not mean to me. LMAO, I work in admin, it sucks. It sometimes do be like that, Allie. Sometimes do be like that. So, yeah, I was suffering a little bit, but, and then I was suffering a lot. Then I completely crashed and burnt out of my job. And I hated my life and was having panic attacks, and I was like, time to leave. Also, they were underpaying me quite a bit. And there was nowhere else I could go in this company I was working for. It was nowhere to go but down, basically. I didn't want to move up in my role. I was suffering, and I was like, I would like to leave. And so I did, and it was great. So yeah, again, I was doing kind of like event management, facility management, admin. It was fine. It was a good experience. I got myself a free wedding venue out of it, and then peace out. It was great. They were kind of salty, but I wasn't. I was glad to go. And I actually had a dream last night not last night, but like last week, that I went to said old workplace and like completely cussed them out. And I was like, oh, that was a bit of a weird dream to have like 2 years later, but okay. Most of the people I worked with were really lovely. I just it was too much stress and not enough pay, and this climate economically is just bad with a capital B, and I needed to make a better life for myself because I want to do things with my life, like travel and enjoy food and have a cat and all that jazz. So, I was just starting to stream. Do freelance work now. I do freelance swim lessons. I do freelance mermaiding. But we're gonna get to what I do now in the audiovisual side. So I left my position doing event management, facility management, danced away, and I went to an audiovisual company. This is in March of last year. Went to an audiovisual company that does trade shows and conference and concert and all sorts of fun AV tech, and they were looking for an office admin, so they're looking for someone to help with the bookkeeping and the kind of general management of paperwork and all that stuff. And I said, that sounds like a good fit. I know AV and I know admin, and I don't really want to do the terrible hours of AV anymore. And I am burnt out, and I would like an easy admin job. And I did. And I did that for this last year and a bit. So now what I do is I help the labor coordinator with all of the freelancers. So now I see the other side of things. So I do a lot of the processing of the invoices that freelancers give us. I do a lot of the making sure everyone knows when and where they're working. I make sure our clients pay us, which is, I don't like that part of the job. I don't like that part of the job. And I do a lot of kind of, yeah, the admin organization, making sure all the spreadsheets and folders and printing and stuff is up to date. And so I work my 9 to 5, and there wasn't really a ton for me to do. So then I started doing a little bit more work with the trade show side of things, which is really interesting, actually. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I do, but yeah, it's fun. Making sure that all of the exhibitors of the trade shows have what they need. I'm gonna actually add one more schmatterin of spots to the back. Whoop, too much. There we go. Yeah, and so that's been pretty fun. My company also does a lot of, I process invoices to Excel. It's not even Excel I use Google Sheets. Ugh. So I do quite a bit of, yeah, kind of managing the back end stuff. And trade shows are actually really fun. Not everyone likes to do trade shows. But I actually do a little bit of labor on the trade shows as well. When we're like really slammed and we need all hands on deck, I'll go and help out set up trade shows and stuff. So like one I did recently was a tattoo convention. Another one was like a, oh, what was it? It was like some sort of liquor and alcohol show at the Pacific National Exhibition area in Vancouver. So yeah. And then what I did was I found all my friends that do AV and don't freelance as much, and I say, hello, come work for me. And they do, and it's great, and I get to like work with my friends sometimes, so that's kind of nice. And it was a perfect burnout friendly job. I just type away. I don't have to deal with annoying people like I did at my other job. And I also get paid well, which is like nice. For the first time in forever, I've gotten actually paid moderately what I'm worth. Or at least enough that I can survive in this horrible economic climate. However, I'm bored, and there's nowhere near enough work for me and my big brain, and it's a lot of just data entry over and over and over again, and I'm not burnt out anymore, so I'm ready to learn more things, so I'm going back to school. Which is really fun. But yeah, kind of the funny thing is that the person that like really helped me out when I was starting to freelance AV stuff, he was like, you know, here's the funny thing, Faith. He's like, a lot of the girls who do general tech, like AV tech, he's like, they end up working in the offices. And he's like, don't take that wrong. He's like, don't take it the wrong way. He's like, it's actually because they're a lot smarter than a lot of the guys that work. And then sure enough, like 5 years later, I'm like, oh, he was right. Here I am. Okay, I like this. All right, let's see what it looks like all together. Ooh. Okay, so interesting. They're two different colors. Entirely. I don't know, man. Crap. Shoot. I like the back more than I like the front. Shoot. Oh yeah, and I did those bubbles. Okay, how do I go back to tail? Okay, let's see. Oh man. Crap. Okay. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna order this. I'm probably not gonna order it. Shoot on my dude. I feel like I have to start over because this just looks not good. Like, it looks good individually, but not good. Oh, there's the zoom pan. Oh, I'm so stupid. I should have, like, kept a... They don't have a copy paste from front to back. Like, at the beginning, you can do that. break, but not at the end. Okay, let me try again. No, what the heck? That's weird. Beans. Right. Okay, let's see. No? Ah, it's still different. Shoot, I can't overwrite it. Can you eyedrop the color from one side to another? Kind of. The thing is, I did 2 different blends. Vaguely. Like I eyedroppered kind of from my logo, but not nicely enough. Shoot. Okay. Maybe I can redo it. I don't know, what time is it? It's already 9:30. I've already been streaming for a while. Cause I kind of like what I did. But I'm like, I don't know if I want to redo it. I'm just gonna save it. Alright. Let's see, how do you open it now? Oh, load file. I see. Yeah. Well, this is what I did. It's not too bad. I'm gonna snipping tool it and I'll use that as my thumbnail now. But yeah, so it's been fun to see the other side of freelance AV tech. Definitely learned a lot about it. You know, now I even interview freelancers. And so that's been fun. But now I'm going back to school for marketing. So that'll be really cool. But I've been doing been doing stuff with the company I work for about a year. And I just feel like there's not enough that I can grow and develop and learn from to make it worthwhile to stay any longer. Like I just feel like there's nowhere more for me to grow. So I'm moving on, going to school. I'm gonna miss it though. Like it's been very, very good steady work. You know, enjoying being back in the AV environment after being in like kind of not-profit stuff for a while. It's fun and vaguely soul-sucking when like the only purpose of you being there is to make money, but on the other hand, it's nice to make money and be able to like actually afford life, which is great, and afford to mermaid. But then of course, I think the main thing I've found that's been challenging about this job compared to my other one is just that it's like very desk computer heavy, which is like I don't love that. Like I want to get more into like back into event management and tourism management and stuff, like where I want to be a venue goblin again, where I run around and fix things and do venue tours and run events and be helpful and not just be the lackey on the computer that enters in data. The other thing is admin might be going away with AI, so it's important I know to do more than just enter stuff in on a computer, because AI might take over the kind of jobs that I qualify for right now. So that's kind of been my career trajectory. I haven't really had like one of these chats on YouTube ever, really. Like I think I talked about going on tour a little bit, but that was more just like, I'm going on tour, oh my goodness. And that was about it. Back in the old days. Well, back in 2018. Here, let's go back to me. You guys saw what my tail looks like. So yeah, I hope this answers your questions about freelancing. Yeah, it's all just like, be a hard worker, put yourself out there, don't have an ego, cause you know, I've seen the other side of things where we're like, man, this guy's a great audio tech, but he's such a jerk. God, we don't want to hire him because he yells at people. I've seen people get fired or like not hired back or not called again because they're not good to work with. And I mean that can apply to mermaiding too. Like, you know, you're like, why am I being passed over for this gig or whatnot? It's like, well, maybe you've got too much of an attitude. Maybe like you don't seem like someone that people would want to have around for like a really long time, or like trust to work at a gig, or you know, stuff like that. Like, it is, like, your skills are really important, but, like, also a good attitude is also super important. As a person who has loved mermaids since they were a small child, I was so excited to find out that so many people do mermaid live in Greater Vancouver area like I do. Yeah. Remembering mermaids. If you are on Facebook, join us at Mermaids of BC, because we are going to have an H2O themed meetup in, like, 3 weeks? Yeah. On the 25th. So join the pod. We're renting a pool, so we're all pitching in together, and it'll be fun. Mermaids used to swim at Disneyland, but that was a long time ago. Oh yeah, if I make a mermaid iceberg list, it'll be like, did you know? It's like level 2. Did you know mermaids used to swim at Disneyland? Do you know how many times I've gotten tagged in that? So many. So many times. Okay, I'm gonna change my thumbnail for the stream so that people can see what my finished result looks like. So, I guess my review of the FinFun beta tail creator, it's pretty fun. Could be improved in a couple different ways. I think a gradient option would be super helpful. And yeah, gradient option, options to blend things. I don't know, man. I'm not a graphic designer. I just know what looks half decent and what looks bad. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, this thumbnail I'm making is, like, not beautiful, but it'll do. Save as a JPEG. There we go. I'll make that our new thumbnail for this video. Because I was kind of thinking, like, oh, maybe I'll have a photo of my tail in the thumbnail, but I was like, nah. There we go. But I think it's kind of fun the way I could vaguely recreate my silicone tail on this creator. So, I don't know, I might try it again. I might try doing it again, seeing if I can make it match. Stupid. I was like, oh yeah, I can make it the same color on either side. No faith. You silly goose. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I think I am going to peace out for the night. I'm going camping tomorrow, so I need to put away a few items and take out a few more items, but thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it so much. Thanks for joining in on my little Nerdmaid tale tea time. And I will see you all later. Have a good night. Bye!